We are on a mission to find in Montenegro beautiful buildable lots under 100,000 euros where you can build a beautiful modern architectural home overlooking the sea. So is it too good to be true? Well, we're gonna go see with a series of realtors what lots are out there for sale. So join us on the journey.
We are on a journey to find real estate deals in places of utmost beauty. Entry-priced luxury properties that are undervalued or deliver high short-term rental revenue, what we call Blue Vista properties. We've bought, sold, renovated or leased high-end properties or land in stunning locations around the world. Come with us as we explore new locations, develop new projects, explain our methodology, and share the learnings along our journey.
Okay, so gonna try to give you a bit of sense. This is the Bay of Kotor here in Montenegro. We're gonna be exploring in this area. Down there is Budva, down on the Adriatic coast. So here's Tivat Airport, Porto Montenegro, just right above it. And then you head there, there's Kotor, the beautiful UNESCO heritage city, the small town of Perast on the bay. So we're gonna head from Porto Montenegro, Tivat, drive along the coast to our first destination, Krasici. And I'm gonna really show you quite quickly just some lots to get a sense, price, size, views. So hard to do at distance. Now look at the views here on the right as we're driving. There's Tivat, Porto Montenegro there, and this is the road along the coast that takes you to Krasici. Now Krasici is it was a summer destination, kind of got built up. So you can see on the left, the hotel on the right, the structure, some older houses. You start seeing some amazing modern architectural houses. So very interesting, not far at all from the airport. So we're gonna go in and show you a few lots that we visited in Krasici. And you can see here as I zoom in, just a few of the green areas that are still some areas that are open for sale. All right, so let's go to lot number 1, the first we visited, and look at this, the views, 60,000 euros, 300 square meters lot. Now, slanted roof. In this area, there's different rules. You have to have a slanted roof, Mediterranean style roof, which we are looking at something modern, flat roof, and very steep. So we moved on. Lot number 2, nice, closer, not as steep, 88,000 euros. Gives you a sense. Unfortunately, it had just sold the day before, but I just want to show it to you so you kind of get a sense of the lot. So we move on to lot number 3. Now look how steep this access is, and that's why the price is great, 70,000. Now even in a car, it felt not that comfortable getting up there, but no one's gonna be able to block you in front because it's so steep. Really gorgeous views. Imagine if you go 3 stories up, but look how steep it is. So construction adds complexity, and for Airbnb and short-term rental, from my perspective, this was a no-go. So we kept exploring. And let's move to the next one in Krasici. Now look at this, 118,000 euros, okay, above our 100,000 euro goal, but look at the view. And this, to be honest, is really hard to find in those price ranges. Normally it's so much more expensive and just kind of this right over the bay. So, at that price, is there, I'm kind of asking myself, is there something, is there, an issue? And look at what you can build. This is just what the builders had designed. It came with the paperwork, the type of modern house you could build there. Now, as I was digging further, well, it didn't have a building permit. And then I asked people around, say, it could take 2 years. You could have issues with it. Maybe it wasn't built right. From my perspective, high risk, I'm not gonna go put money on a risk. So now, we're going to move to Zabrze. So you can see here the road from Krasici up along the peninsula up there, going up to Zabrze, which is a kind of a small little collection of houses and a little kind of village. And you can see on the right side just the views looking down to the bay as you get higher and higher. It's just like, wow, look at that with the mountains and the green. So we arrive in Zabrze up here right across from Porto Novi, the beautiful modern Porto Novi with the marina looking down at the Bay of Kotor. These are the types of views you can get from up there, and you're like, wow, look at that. So we're gonna go to Zabrze and see along this road on the left and right a series of plots. Just gonna show a few here to give you a sense of the views, the price, the size. So let's go and explore. All right, we can go plot number one. Now, very interesting. This is two plots together, sold together, and you can merge them. 80,000 euros, 485 square meters. You can build up to 388 square meters, which is large. Now you have to tear down. You see there's a little structure there. Now, look, this is from the road, so which would be about like one level up. And you really have a great view. Now, as you go down, you're more in the trees. So there's really a question of the views and how high you have to be. So walking around the current structures that are there, you tear this down and try to go as high up as possible to be able to get the view. So we went to a neighbor who's a little bit higher up, right next to it, and just to kind of get a sense. And look at that from the living room, like, wow. I mean, the view, look at the dog wagging its tail. So you go out, now I could have my morning coffee right there. And this is the type of $1 million view we're looking for. So, but that other property was a bit lower. So, you know, maybe the top level, but I want that view from the bedrooms too. So we move on and go and try to find another lot. Now this is lot 2, 3, and 4. They're sold together or individually. Now it's expensive if you buy all together, 350,000, and the largest lot is more than 100, but the two others are under 100,000. Here the view is kind of side looking, and it was a bit of a concern depending on the house right next to you. And when I looked at it, really the largest lot was the one that was interesting but too expensive, above the 100,000 euros. So then we moved to lot number 5, nice and flat. You can see it here, 420 square meters, 90,000 euros. Now this one, the concern is there's a little road that passes right in front of your lot. From my perspective, that's a no-go, and not so sure the views, you know, the bottom levels, you're not gonna have the views. So now we're going to move to the Lustica Peninsula. Now we're here in Zabrze. You can see here, this is the whole Lustica Peninsula, which is the focus of our video today. We're going to drive around. Now on the other side towards the Adriatic, be a bit careful. The paperwork on the lots sometimes is more complicated. Sometimes they don't have the right permissions. It's not the same type of zoning, but we're going to go and look at two very interesting options. I just want to show along the coast, just some of these little restaurants. Look at the water here. You can go down there, have some fresh fish. You know, this is just some of the beautiful little places along the Lustica Peninsula, and really not that developed. So, you know, in 10, 15 years, it's going to be so crazy. All right, so this first one, 150,000 partially built. Look at that. They built on top of a structure. That's a crazy good price. Look at the views of the Adriatic, because you already have all this work put in and all this material, which is a lot of money. So at 150, this is a really interesting steal. It's above our budget, but I mean, very interesting. Now on the right there, you see there's a structure. It can go higher. So it could block the view, at least part of the view, which is a bit of a concern for me. And also, you know, this is full south facing, so it gets hot on this side. It gets really hot. There's very little breeze, something to consider. But look from the roof, so this is the highest level overlooking the Adriatic. So it gives you, I think this is really an amazing, amazing deal. And then the final lot, just to give you a sense, down the peninsula, 75,000 euros, 2,100 large, but you can only build one house. But here you can see, hard to understand the view, how high it would be. The access road was a bit rocky. So from my perspective, you know, there's just too many concerns with this lot. I hope you enjoyed visiting those lots. We got a real good sense of what you can find around the Tivat area, and particularly on the Lustica Peninsula. So from Krasici, understanding the lots, going up to Zabrze, and then wrapping around towards the Adriatic, overlooking the Adriatic Sea on the Lustica Peninsula, gave us a great feeling of the pros and cons and views. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got a sense of what's for sale right now, the incredible deals you can find in the plots. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. It's very important if you haven't already done that. So more information to come. We're going to continue our journey. We're going to head on. In our next video, we're going to head down to the Budva area as we continue on our goal to find the most beautiful plot under 100,000 euros with stunning sea views. So if you're interested, make sure you watch the next video, and let's continue this journey together. Thank you.